Hello future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. There is a video in differential equations 1, and this is the last part 3. And in this video, we'll take up the following topics on non-exact differential equations. And we'll have the principles first and then the sample problems. And if it is a non-exact differential equation, we make use of the concept on integrating factor so that the original differential equation shall be multiplied by this integrating factor so that it will become an exact differential equation. So that's the topics and discussions in this video. So we'll have non-exact differential equations and integrating factor for various situations. So from the equation m function of xy differential x plus n function of xy differential of y equals 0, if partial of m with respect to y is not equal to partial of n with respect to x, the equation is non-exact. But it is possible that multiplication of each term by a function p, which is also function of x and y, will reduce it to an exact differential equation, or that is partial derivative with respect to y of m uh, quantity m times p equals partial derivative with respect to x of n times p. So where again p is a function of xy. We call this the integrating factor. So how do we determine integrating factors for simple cases? So case 1, when the integrating factor is a function of x alone, that is the integrating factor p is function of x alone, p of x alone, not with y, then we'll have an expression for that later. Then when the integrating factor is a function of y alone, and third case would be when the integrating factor is a function of product of powers of the variables x and y. That is, the integrating factor p is function of x to the m, y to the n. So from the condition of exact differential equation, uh, after multiplying by p and the differential equations become exact, that is partial derivative of quantity n times p with respect to y should be equal to partial derivative with respect to x of n sub n times p. So after introducing this integration factor, the differential equation becomes exact. So expanding, we have partial derivative with respect to y of m times p. So this is equal to m times partial derivative of p with respect to y plus p times partial derivative of m with respect to y, product of course, equals n partial derivative of p with respect to x plus p partial derivative of n with respect to x. So from case 1, because p is a function of x alone, therefore this partial derivative of m with respect to y, because it is in terms of x, so partial derivative of m with respect to y, noting that it is partial derivative of p with respect to y, because this is function of x alone and x are treated uh, constants, then this is 0. So partial of p with respect to y equals 0. So we can simplify this into p partial derivative of m with respect to y. We just copy this part because this expression partial derivative of p with respect to y is 0 because of this condition that p is a function of x alone. So n, transposing this to the left, and deriving this expression, n partial derivative of p with respect to x equals p partial derivative of n with respect to y minus p partial derivative of n with respect to x. And since p is a function of x alone, the partial derivative of p with respect to x is equal to derivative of p with respect to x. So take note, p is a function of x alone. That's why the partial derivative of function p with respect to x partial derivative is also the derivative. So we can replace this by the derivative of p with respect to x, then divided by p after we factor this out, then equals 1 over n times the quantity partial derivative of n with respect to y minus partial derivative of n with respect to x. That is, differential p over p equals 1 over n times quantity partial derivative of n with respect to y minus partial derivative of n with respect to x. And because the integrating factor is possible only if this whole expression here is a function of x alone. So that is 1 over n times quantity partial of n with respect to y minus partial of n with respect to x is equal to f of x. So otherwise, p is not a function of x alone. So it should be f of x. All these results should be functions of x alone. So otherwise, p is not a function of x. Then from here, we replace this by f of x dx so that we can now derive the integrating factor if this is true. So f of x dx integrating, we'll have ln of p equals integral of f of x dx. Then finally, the integrating factor equals, so we transform this into an equation. The base is e, so p is e to integral of f of x dx. So this is the integrating factor when p is a function of x alone. So p is e to the integral of f of x dx. So we proceed to case 2 when the integrating factor is a function of y alone. So the idea is it is the same as that of case 1 where p is a function of x alone. So integrating factor p is function of y alone. So going back to the expansion we made earlier with uh, partial derivative of m times p with respect to y, which is this equals partial derivative of n times p with respect to x. This was the expansion. And this time, the partial derivative of p with respect to x is 0 because p is a function of y alone. So there's no expression which is in terms of x. So that's why this part is 0. So from case 1, partial derivative of p with respect to x is 0. That's the reason. So that is 0. So because that is 0, this reduces to m partial of p with respect to y equals p partial of m with respect to y equals p partial of n with respect to x. So transposing this expression to the right, so we have m partial derivative of p with respect to y, which can be replaced by m times derivative of p with respect to y because p is a function of y alone. So the partial derivative with respect to y is also the derivative with respect to y. So replacing this with the derivative of p with respect to y, and we factor out p here, or we transpose this to the right. So we have m derivative of p with respect to y equals p partial derivative of n with respect to x minus p partial derivative of m with respect to y. So by separation of variables, the derivative of p divided by p after we factor it here equals 1 over m times this remaining quantity. That is, derivative of p with respect to p equals 1 over m times quantity partial derivative of n with respect to x minus partial derivative of m with respect to y times dy. And because this should be function of y alone, and we call it function of y, g of y. Therefore, with the same uh, procedure as in case 1, integrating ln of p equals integral of g of y, uh, g of y. So therefore, p is equal to e to the integral of g of y dy. So, which is the same form as in case 1. Then for case 3, if the integrating factor has the form function of x to the m, y to the n, then partial of p with respect to x would now be, so p is now function of x and y, and with this power here, so partial of p with respect to x would be, uh, y to the n is constant, so it should be mx to the m minus 1 times y to the n. Partial of p with respect to x, y to the n is constant. So just differentiate x to the m. So copy the constant y to the n. So it is mx to the m minus 1. Likewise, partial derivative of p with respect to y. So it is x to the m, that is constant this time. So it is x to the m and y to the n minus 1. That's the derivative of, or the partial derivative of p with respect to y is x to the m times n x to the m constant times n y to the n minus 1. So that's the result. We substitute this to this expression here, and this is no longer 0 for this case here. So we have from the above, we copy this, and we substitute the value of partial derivative of p with respect to y, which is this, and the value of p is x to the m, y to the n, and partial derivative of p with respect to x, which is this. So m times quantity nx to the m, y to the n minus 1 plus uh, quantity x to the m, y to the n partial of m with respect to y equals n, which is just n, then partial of p with respect to x is this, copy, m x to the m minus 1 y to the n, then plus x to the m y to the n partial of n with respect to x. So take note that we can write this as nx to the m y to the n over y, and this one is mx to the m y to the n over x. So the common factor is x to the m y to the n. So we divide everything by the term x to the m y to the n, and the result will be m n over y plus mn over y. Then we transpose this to the left, minus nm over x equals partial of n with respect to x minus, so this is the result, so transpose this to the left. So mn over y minus nm over x equals partial of n with respect to x minus partial of m with respect to y. So this last equation, however, does not give assurance of the constants m and n unless the resulting equation is an identity for us to determine these constants small m and small n. So that gives us the idea that after we find m and n, assuming we already found them, then p is x to the m, y to the n. So that's it. That's the integrating factor. So we'll have it as an application on the next slide. So let's have 9 examples, 9 to 11, and these are the problems. Find the complete solutions of the following differential equations. So complete means it has arbitrary constants. So since it is first order differential equation, there is one arbitrary constant. So those are the answers. So for problem 1, this is m and that is n. So uh, for the solution, m is x squared plus y squared and n is negative xy. So from m function of xy dx plus n function of xy dy equals 0. So this is m and that is n. So m x squared plus y squared, partial derivative of m with respect to y therefore is 2y, while n is negative xy and partial derivative of n with respect to x is negative y. Y is constant, x is the variable, so negative y, partial of n with respect to x. Since partial of m with respect to y is not equal to partial derivative of n with respect to x, so this given differential equation is not exact differential equation. So let's try case 1 if the integrating factor or p is a function of x alone. So we set 1 over n, if you can recall, times quantity partial of n with respect to y minus partial of n with respect to x as f of x. So 1 over n quantity partial of n with respect to y minus partial of n with respect to x equals f of x. That's the assumption from case 1. So n is negative xy, partial of n with respect to y is 2y, and partial of n with respect to x is negative y. It seems that it's true because n is equal to negative xy, and this has y, and this has y also. We can cancel it. So what remains is it is a function of x. So that is negative, it is 1 over negative xy equals quantity 2y minus negative y. And this is 3y over negative xy, so it is 3 over negative x, which is true that f of x is a function of x alone. So because it is true, then the integrating factor from case 1 would be e integral of f of x dx. So integrating factor, which is function of x, is e to the power integral of negative 3 over x dx. And since integral of negative 3 times dx over x is negative 3 ln x, so that would be e to the negative 3 ln x, and it is also e to the ln of x to the negative 3, which is simply x to the negative 3. So after that, we multiply the given differential equation by x to the negative 3. So this becomes x to the negative 1, then x to the negative 3y squared dx equals minus x to the negative 2y dy equals 0. So partial of m with respect to y. So this is the result here. So take note, this is the new m. Let's call this m sub n, the new function m, capital M, and this is the new n. So that partial of m, new m, with respect to y, so y is the variable, so this is 0, is x to the negative 3 times 2y. If simplified, that would be uh, negat that would be x to the negative 3 times 2y. So take note, partial derivative of the new m, this is the new m with respect to y, 0. Then this is constant, x to the negative 3 times 2y. Simplifying, that's 2x to the negative 3 times y. Likewise, partial of the new n with respect to x, so it's x that is the variable, y is constant, is negative 2, so 2x to the negative 3, then times y. So partial of the new n with respect to x is 2, negative 1 times negative 2 is 2, x to the negative 3, then copy y because that is treated constant. So they are now equal. So that means the solution would be in the form integral of this expression here, partial derivative of x plus f of y. So integral of m, the new mn with respect to x plus constant of integration, which is f sub y, recall from exact differential equations. And this is integral of partial of x with respect to x, or you may replace that by derivative with respect to x, because this is now f of x or p of x is function of x alone. So that's dx over x, which is ln x, and y square is constant. Then the integral of x to the negative 3 dx is x to the negative 2 over negative 2. So we simply copy y square. So it is ln x, then plus y square x to the negative 2 over negative 2 plus f of y. The other solution would be the integral of this new function, partial of y plus g of x. So it is y that is variable here. So copy negative x to the negative 2. Integral of y dy is y squared over 2 and plus g of x. So negative x to the negative 2 y squared over 2 plus g of x. So this is the common term for the two solutions. They are equal. And therefore, we conclude that g of x is ln x, while f of y is 0. So f of y is 0. G of x is ln of x, which is this. The solution, therefore, is function f equals constant, and let's call the constant as c. So that is ln x minus y squared over 2x squared. That's the equivalent equals c. So ln x here minus y squared over 2x squared equals constant. That's the solution, right? Then let's check, because definitely you will forget this procedure. So, however, you should be equipped with basic differentiation techniques, because if even for basic differentiation techniques you're still weak, we have nothing to do. You really do not know differential equations. So this is the only thing that I can share with you to make the problem simpler. You have to check by differentiating it. So we eliminate the constant of integration, or this arbitrary constant here, by obtaining the differential. So of course, the differential of ln x is dx over x. Then minus, we have product. So denominator, so dx over x, or dx over x minus quantity, denominator times 2y dy, derivative of numerator, minus numerator y squared, derivative differential of denominator 4x dx, all over denominator square, so 4x to the fourth, denominator new, equals differential of constant, arbitrary constant is 0. We then multiply everything by 4x cubed instead of 4x to the fourth. 4x cubed divided by x. So this becomes 4x squared dx. So since we multiply everything by 4x cubed, there is still x. So minus 4xy dy, then plus 4y squared dx equals 0. So 4x squared dx minus 4xy dy minus 4y squared dx equals 0 after we multiply everything by 4x cubed. Take note, 4x cubed, not 4x to the fourth. You may multiply everything by 4x to the fourth if you want, as long as the final answer would be the same. Divide everything by 4, so this becomes x squared, quantity x squared minus or plus y squared rather, plus y squared times dx, then minus xy dy after we divide by 4 equals 0. And that is uh, the original differential equation. So quantity x squared, so after we divide by 4, we have factor out dx, so x squared plus y squared dx minus xy dy equals 0. This is the original differential equation, so that means this is correct. So problem 10, for the solution, in this case, m is 4xy plus y squared. So partial derivative of m with respect to y is 4x, because 4x is constant, plus 2y. Partial of m with respect to y is 4x plus 2y, while n is negative 2x squared plus 2y, and the partial derivative of n with respect to x is only negative 4x. And since partial of m with respect to y is not equal to partial of n with respect to x, the differential equation is not exact. So let's try case 1. If the value of 1 over n, which is p of x, is a function of x alone, so 1 over n times quantity partial of n partial of m with respect to y minus partial of n with respect to x is f of x, function of x alone. So substitute 1 over negative 2 quantity x squared minus y, then times quantity 4x plus 2y minus negative 4x. So there is still y present, we cannot eliminate y, so it is not a function of x. So try case 2 if it is a function of y alone. So it is, let's evaluate 1 over n, then quantity partial of n with respect to x minus partial of m with respect to y times dy if it is indeed function of y alone. So 1 over m is equal to this quantity 4x plus y, then times quantity negative 4x minus quantity 4x plus 2y, then dy equals, if it is indeed g sub y. That's not yet the conclusion. So simplifying, the numerator is negative 8x minus 2y, and the denominator we just copy, and let's call it g of y. Factor out the negative 2 in the numerator, so we have negative 2 times 4x plus y over y 4x plus y, then quantity dy equals g of y. So we can cancel 4x plus y, and it is indeed function of y alone. G of y is negative 2 over y. And that's the integrating factor, therefore, is e to the integral of negative 2 to the y, negative 2 over y dy. That's the integrating factor. So p of y equals e to the negative 2 ln y, the integral. And we can write this as e to the ln of y to the negative 2. So therefore, it is y to the negative 2. Next is we multiply everything, the original differential equation, by y to the negative 2. And the equation becomes 4x y to the negative 1 plus y to the 2 times y to the negative 2 is y to the 0 or 1. So plus 1 dx minus 2 quantity x squared y to the negative 2 minus, this is the result, minus y to the negative 1 dy equals 0. So this is the new m sub n, m capital M sub n. This is the new n sub n. So partial derivative of m sub n with respect to y would be 4x. Derivative of this is negative y, negative 1 y to the negative 2. And therefore, it is equal to negative 4x y to the negative 2. So that's the partial derivative of this quantity with respect to y. Likewise, the partial derivative of n, this is the whole n, with respect to x is, copy the constants, negative 2, then 2x, because y to the negative 2 is treated constant, that's constant also. So negative 2 times 2x times y to the negative 2, partial derivative of n sub n with respect to x. So negative 2 quantity 2x, y to the negative 2, and that is negative 4x y to the negative 2. So they are now equal. They are shown to be an exact differential equation after we multiply everything by this function y to the negative 2. So the solution is either f equals integral of this expression dx plus f of y. So 2 integral of that plus f of y, that's the arbitrary constants. So with respect to x, so y to the negative 1 is constant. Integral of 4x dx is 4x squared over 2 or 2x squared. So this is 2x squared y to the negative 1 plus x, then plus f of y. So 2x squared y to the negative 1 plus x, integral of 1 dx, then plus f of y. Likewise, the other solution is negative 2 integral of this expression with respect to y plus constant of integration g of x. So this time it is y that is the variable, so we copy the negative 2, then quantity, copy x squared. Integral of y to the negative 2 dy is y to the negative 1 over negative 1. Then integral of dy over y, this is dy over y, minus dy over y is ln of y, then plus ln x. So it is negative 2 times quantity x squared y to the negative 1 over negative 1 minus ln of y plus g of x. So simplifying that, it is 2x squared y to the negative 1, then plus negative 2 times negative ln, so plus ln of y plus g of x. Likewise, the other solution possible is integral of this expression, this one. So negative 2, it's already integrated here. So simplifying, 2x squared over y, or 2x squared y to the negative 1, then plus 2 ln y plus g of x. We then conclude that f of y is this one, 2 ln of y, and g of x is x. So f of y is 2 ln of y, while g of x is x as shown in the figure. So therefore, the solution is f equals constant, so 2x squared over y plus 2ln y plus x equals constant. Or simplifying further, multiply everything by y, 2x squared plus 2y ln of y plus xy equals cy. So this is the answer with arbitrary constancy. So let's check. It's better to check. It's shorter as long as you master differentiation. But before we do that, let's separate c from any other variables. Divide everything by y. So we have 2x squared over y plus 2ln y plus x equals c. So we are now ready to obtain the differential because the differential of the right side is 0. We can eliminate the arbitrary constant. So this is differential of ratio. So denominator y times differential of numerator 4x dy minus 2x squared numerator differential of y dy all over denominator square y square. Then plus 2 differential of ln y is dy over y plus differential of x equals 0. So next we uh, multiply everything by y squared. So this is 4xy dx minus 2x squared dy plus 2y dy plus y squared dx equals 0. So next we combine like terms. So we have for dx and factor out for dx, we have quantity 4xy plus y squared dx. Then for dy minus 2 quantity x squared minus y dy equals 0, which is the original differential equation. So that means that this answer is correct. Problem 11, 2y dx plus quantity x minus x cubed y cubed close dy equals 0. So in this case, the function capital M is 2y, and therefore partial derivative of m with respect to y is 2. And likewise, capital N is x minus x cubed y cubed, and the partial derivative of n with respect to x is 1 minus 3x squared y cubed. So 1 minus 3x squared y cubed. Since they are not equal, so that means the differential equation above is not exact. Then let's try case 1, that is if it is a function of x alone, the f of x. So 1 over n, quantity partial of m with respect to y, minus partial of n with respect to x, if it is f of x. So 1 over n, 1 over x, quantity x minus x cubed, y cubed, quantity 2 minus quantity 1 minus 3x squared y cubed, and it is not a function of x alone. This is 1 plus 3x squared y cubed. We cannot eliminate uh, the x and the y, and it is indeed not a function of x alone. So let's try next case 2. That is 1 over m quantity partial of n with respect to x minus partial of m with respect to y dy if it is a function of y alone. So 1 over m, m is 2y, quantity 1 minus 3x squared minus 2 if it is a function of y, and it is not also, we cannot, or this expression is function of both x and y, so it is not a function of y alone. So we proceed next to case 3, and if you remember, case 3 is mn over y minus nm over x equals partial of n with respect to x minus partial of m with respect to y. So 2y, this is 2y times n over y minus n, which is quantity x, minus x cubed y cubed times m over x equals, we copy this, 1 minus 3x squared y cubed minus 2. And we simplify the right side. So this is 2n minus 2n minus m after simplification. So minus m plus mx squared y cubed equals negative 1 minus 3x squared y cubed. So 2n simplified, cancel y, then distribute. Mx over x is minus m minus mx over x, so minus m plus mx cubed y cubed over x, so that's plus mx squared y cubed, then equals negative 1 minus 3x squared y cubed. So equating coefficients, m equals negative 3. Like terms, equating like terms, coefficients of like terms. So m is negative 3. And the constants 2n minus m equals negative 1. Since we have already found m, so 2n minus negative 3 equals negative 1. So 2n minus negative 3 equals negative 1. So negative 1, this is positive 3 to the right, negative 3, negative 1 minus 3, negative 4 over 2. So n is negative 2. Therefore, the function p is x to the m, y to the m, and it is x to the negative 3, y to the negative 2. We then multiply everything, the original differential equation, by that factor, x to the negative 3, y to the negative 2. Then the first term becomes 2x to the negative 3, y to the negative 1 dx. Then this becomes x to the negative 2, y to the negative 2 minus x minus y minus y only dy equals 0. So 2x to the negative 3, y to the negative 1 dx plus quantity x to the negative 2, y to the negative 2 minus y dy equals 0. So this is the new m and this is the new n. Partial derivative of this with respect to y is equal to 2x to the negative 3, then negative 1, y to the negative 2. So partial of m new with respect to y is 2x to the negative 3, derivative of y to the negative 1 is negative 1, y to the negative 2. Simplifying, that's negative 2x to the negative 3, y to the negative 2. While partial of n with respect to x is negative 2x to the negative 3, y to the negative 2 alone, which is now, so negative 2x to the negative 3 times y to the negative 2, and that is negative 2x to the negative 3, y to the negative 2. They are now made exact because these partial derivatives are equal. So the solution would be integral of this plus f of y. So f is 2x to the negative 3, y to the negative 1 partial of x plus f of y. So the variable is x. Integral of 2x to the negative 3 is 2x to the negative 2 over negative 2, then times constant y to the negative 1 plus f of y. So 2x to the negative 2 over negative 2, y to the negative 1 plus f of y. Simplifying that, that's negative x to the negative 2, y to the negative 1 plus f of y. The other form of the solution is integral of this expression, d partial y plus g of x. So the variable here is y, so that means x to the negative 2 is constant. So x to the negative 2, y to the negative 1 over negative 1 minus y squared over 2 plus g of x. So simplifying, this is negative x to the negative 2, y to the negative 1 minus y squared over 2. So because this is a function of y, we conclude that f of y is y squared over 2, and there's no function in terms of x alone. So g of x is 0 for this case. And so the solution is f, you copy this in simplified form, equals constant. So negative x to the negative 2y to the negative 1 minus y squared over 2 equals constant. Simplifying further and making this 1 negative 1 over x squared y, then minus y squared over 2 equals constant. So that's the answer, and let's check this answer if it's indeed correct. We can differentiate right away, obtain the differential because we have isolated the arbitrary constant c. So this is negative denominator rather, times differential of numerator 0. So we begin with minus negative 1 and derivative of denominator, which is product. So that is negative, let's check. So denominator times differential of numerator. So negative, factor out negative 1. So it is denominator, differential of numerator 0. So minus numerator, which is 1, times differential of denominator, which is product, x squared dy plus y 2x dx, all over denominator square, so x to the fourth y square, then minus differential of this is 2y dy over 2, so that's negative y dy equals 0. So simplifying further by multiplying everything by x to the fourth y square, LCD. So this becomes negative negative, so positive x squared dy plus 2x y dy. So that is 2xy dy. So x squared dy plus 2xy dx minus x to the fourth y cubed dy equals 0 after we multiply everything by this. So that's the form. And x is still common, so we divide further by x. So this becomes x dy plus 2y dx minus x cubed y cubed dy equals 0. So factoring out or combining like terms, factoring out x here. So we have 2y dx, then plus quantity x minus x cubed y cubed dy equals 0, which goes back to this original differential equation. So that means this answer is correct. So that's it for this differential equations 1 part 3.